Welcome to Lunch Break Reviews. Each episode we unpack something from our lunch, whether it's a main course like a movie, TV show, or a comic, or a side dish like a trailer or hot rumor. We check out who prepared the meal, see what others are saying about it, and then take a bite ourselves, breaking it down with the lunch break point system. I'm Bradley Between, the self-proclaimed Emperor of Awesome. No time to waste. Let's open up the brown bag of goodness and see what's on the menu today. And that will be Karate Kid Legends. I'm a child from the 80s. What else would it be? This is our featured dish, and let's go right into the synopsis. After Kung Fu prodigy Li Fong relocates to New York City, he attracts unwanted attention from a local karate champion and embarks on a journey to enter the ultimate karate competition with the help of Mr. Han and Daniel LaRusso. The creators behind this is the director by Jonathan Entwistle. So he's done The End of the Effing World. I Am Not Okay With This. This is written by Rob Leiber from Peter Rabbit, the Goldbergs, Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day, and Goosebumps 2. Robert Mark Kamen, famous for the original Karate Kid movies, Lethal Weapon 3, A Walk in the Clouds, Fifth Element, the Transporter series, Taken series, and Cobra Kai. Dude, can you write something that's not awesome? Oh, man. Then stars Jackie Chan. He plays Mr. Han from Who Am I, Rush Hour, Police Story, so much more. These are just the top things that IMDb has of the actor. Ben Wang, he plays Li Fong. From Mean Girls and American Born Chinese, Joshua Jackson plays Victor Lapani from Fatal Attraction. The Affair, Dawson's Creek, D2, The Mighty Ducks. Sadie Stanley plays Mia Lapani. From Cruel Summer, The Goldbergs, Dead to Me, and Kim Possible. Ming-Na Wen plays Dr. Fong. From Mulan, Street Fighter, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and she's Fennec Shand from Star Wars. Wyatt Oleff plays Alan. I Am Not Okay With This. It's in Guardians of the Galaxy. This kid, when he came on there, I was like, I know this guy from somewhere. And I was thinking of it from It. And I finally clicked. Aramis Knight plays Connor. He's the bad guy, the bully here. He's from Ender's Game's rendition, Miss Marvel, and Into the Badlands. This dude is MK from Into the Badlands. I was so happy when I saw that. I'm like, yes. Okay, next, Ralph Macchio plays Daniel LaRusso, of course, from Karate Kid movies, Cobra Kai, of course, and My Cousin Vinny. Let's go right into the ratings here. So, IMDb has this one rated at a 6.6 out of 10. Metacritic, the Metascore is a 51 out of 100. And the user score is a 5.7 out of 10. Letterboxd says it's at a 3.0. Rotten Tomatoes says it's at a 59% on the tomato meter. But, okay, it's at a 90% on the popcorn meter. So, the people like this more than the critics. And there's reasons why. And I cannot wait to unpack that. So, do I agree with some of these? I don't know. We're going to find out. Let's go ahead and get right into the taste test. So we're just going to go over some critic reviews here first and see what sticks. Okay, Wendy Lee Sazani from The Movie Couple says, I was curious to see how this movie would handle merging Jackie Chan's Karate Kid and the original Karate Kid franchise, and I think they succeeded in that. Ben Wang is extremely likable as a lead. Next, Mark Kermode from Kermode and Mayo's Take. Or Mayo's, sorry if I mispronounce any words, I'm not a good word person. I love the Kung Fu karate training and fight scenes, and the whole thing, and this is true of the series, is played with an air of wholesomeness that's fairly irresistible. I came out with a spring on my step, and I cried. Well, alright, next, Bilgi Abiri from the New York Magazine / Vulture. I can't imagine anyone remembering Karate Kid Legends 4 decades from now. Or next week. Ooh, okay. Next, Dana Han Klein. We're watching what? Through a jumble of styles and a plot with too many storylines for its own good, Ben Wang and Jackie Chan kicked the sixth Karate And lastly, Eric Marchand from Rogers TV says, two branches, one tree, Karate Kid Legends rushes to the root, the next chapter. Okay, so we got, there's the critic reviews. Let's go ahead and move forward into some audience reviews. Here's my quick little disclaimer. These reviews are chosen based on title alone. I haven't read them beforehand. So let's dive in together. Please excuse any mispronunciations as I read them exactly as they appear. Punctuation quirks and all. We're going to start with Luke Bale. He gave this a 1 out of 10. All these reviews are from IMDb, by the way. And his title, Fire the Editor and Cameraman. Why, in 2025, are we still seeing this poorly shot, poorly edited nonsense? Period, not question mark. If you don't know how to film a fight scene, don't make a martial arts action movie. The camera was either too close up to see what anyone is doing, or the shots are so heavily edited that most kicks start halfway through. Don't cast Jackie Chan if you won't even show what he's doing. And why, dear God, was so much CGI used of the people spinning around? Every other fight or training scene featured CGI spinning. I haven't seen that much CGI spinning since Yoda fighting Count Dooku. Alright. Story and characters were not a total loss. Jackie Chan had more personality in this one than in the last. Great to see Ralph and even Johnny make a small appearance. Spoilers, but please, dear God, use a crew who can film and edit a fight scene next time. Alright. And next is a 3 out of 10. And this is from Connor Wiggins-02110. It is titled, Be Ready to Be Disappointed. Warning, spoilers. Well, I'll be damned. If you're expecting this to be like Cobra Kai or like the Karate Kid movies, you're gonna be extremely disappointed. The movie is only 1 hour, 30 minutes, and it takes a long time before anything happens. It starts off very slow, following Li Fong moving to New York and trying to fit in there. The first hour of the film is really about him training some guy for a boxing fight with showing him kung fu. Like, what? Seriously? If you're expecting to see me, Han, and Daniel for most of the film, brace yourself. Mr. Han is shown in the beginning for a few minutes and then doesn't show up till about 55 minutes into the movie. With Daniel, the movie is so rushed you hardly get to see Mr. Han or Daniel training him for this tournament. The tournament itself just seems to be like a street fight and not a proper tournament. The only good thing about this movie was a post-credit scene. Don't get me wrong, it's good to see Mr. Han and Daniel together in a Karate Kid movie, but it's literally for about 15-20 minutes, if that. The story and the writing is very messy, and this is easily by far the weakest Karate Kid film in the franchise. It's so disappointing because I wanted to like this movie so much, but it's bad. I wouldn't recommend watching this at a cinema. Wait till it comes out on YOD. Okay, there's the haterade for those two. Let's go into the middle ground. Let's check out I got a couple of 5 stars here. This one is called, this one's from M. Dilma, MDALMIA-83167, and they gave it a 5 out of 10. A missed kick. Karate Kid Legends fails to honor the legacy. Karate Kid Legend has the potential to be a strong continuation of the Cobra Kai series and the iconic Karate Kid franchise, with a talented cast and some well-executed action sequences. It seemed poised to carry the legacy forward. Unfortunately, it fell short in key areas, leaving the experience underwhelming and fragmented. The plot showed promise, but the execution was lacking. The pacing felt rushed with minimal build-up to the tournament. A critical moment that deserved more tension and emotional investment. Training scenes between Sensei Russo and Shifu Han leaned more towards playful banter than meaningful development, stripping them of the weight they should have carried. The film also suffered from choppy editing, with abrupt transitions and a runtime that felt too brief to do justice to the multiple plot lines it attempted to juggle. As a result, the story lacked cohesion and depth. That said, the background score was a highlight, enhancing several key scenes, and the actors delivered commendable performances. Within the constraints of the script, Still, these positives couldn't compensate for the missed opportunities in storytelling and structure. Karate Kid Legends has a golden chance to extend the legacy of Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid, but it ultimately didn't live up to the expectations. What could have been a powerful and nostalgic chapter ended up feeling rushed and unsatisfied. All right, let's do more in the middle here. I got another 5-star review. Okay, this one is from Do Not Come to the Cinema Depressed. I like this guy's reviews. This is a 5 out of 10 in his title. It was terrible, but I enjoyed it at times. Just got out of screening of Karate Kid Legends. It's abysmal filmmaking. It's what not to do when making a film. That said, it's mildly enjoyable at times. Just being there in New York City with the guys was great to see. And Sadie Stanley, who seems to have an Asian skin shell, but really has a Caucasian skin shell, but then again has an Asian skin shell, but she has a Caucasian skin shell. Oh, but she has an Asian skin shell was great to think about. I have no idea what any of that meant, but okay. The edits were terrible. The build of the plotline was awful. There's no build here. The fight scene seemed like they could fire on all cylinders, but the edits were so bad they couldn't. And Jackie Chan is completely underutilized. He's not used at full force at all here. What a waste. Overall, one-time watch with the guys in New York City. Okay, we're going to now move on to the better. This is going to be an 8 out of 10, and this is a good review. This is a fresh take in Karate Kid formula with room for growth. From Kashi D, 1999, and this is a longer one. Here we go. Spoilers! I see what the writers are trying to do with Li Fong, a traumatized kid trying to turn from over a new leaf in New York. It's an interesting twist on a classic Karate Kid storyline, and while it has its strengths, there are also some clear weaknesses. Characters, let me begin this with a breakdown of what I consider the most interesting characters in the movie, followed by my thoughts on the upsides and downsides of the film as a whole. Li Fong, the main character, is not your typical Karate Kid. He's not being bullied without knowing how to defend himself from the very beginning. He seems like a natural. He already knows Kung Fu and picks up karate incredibly fast. However, the biggest issue with Li Fong is that he barely seems to face any real struggle. This makes it harder to feel connected to his journey. That said, his strongest moments are the ones where his trauma resurfaces, especially in scenes where he freezes due to memories of what happened to his brother. The ending, where he keeps getting up and finishes the fight against a tough opponent, is the most emotionally resonant part of the film and closely aligns to the core of the themes of the original Karate Kid movies. Mr. Han, played by Jackie Chan, was a joy to watch. His scenes always brought energy and humor. His connection to Mr. Miyagi was intriguing, and the moments where he clashed with Daniel LaRusso's teaching methods were genuinely funny. It was also interesting to see how Mr. Han shares some traits with Johnny Lawrence, particularly when he points out that Li Fong's opponents aren't holding back, so why should he? Next, Daniel LaRusso. Daniel LaRusso's role in the movie is minimal, but they still managed to make him feel relevant. His character remains consistent with his appearances in the original films of Cobra Kai, which is definitely a good thing. Still, I think the movie missed an opportunity by not giving the storyline a bit more context or emotional weight. On the other hand, Connor's character was the weakest in the film. He had no real development or purpose beyond being a generic antagonist in the first Karate Kid. Johnny was Daniel's rival, but he had redeemable qualities and a personal arc. If they had used someone like Axel Kovic from Cobra Kai in Connor's role, the character might have felt more layered and engaging. Final thoughts overall. This movie is fun to watch. I appreciate the blend of Kung Fu and karate, and I hope that if there's ever a sequel, the writers will reflect on all the previous Karate Kid entries, including Cobra Kai, to create a less predictable, more emotional, grounded story. I'd love to see Li Fong generally struggle with his trauma throughout the film and grow from it. And please give the adversary some depth and humanity. Last one I do have, a 10-star review. And this is simply just titled The Karate Kid Legends is a stunning film with a retro feel. Alright, this is from JP-91. The Karate Kid Legends is a wonderful film in the classic Karate Kid franchise. The script touches on classic elements of the saga. In addition to the combination of karate, kung fu, and boxing, the story set in New York manages to convey the themes of culture clash, teenage love, friendship, and family ties, adding a welcome 80s feel to its narrative. The cast gives incredible performances, with the young cast consisting of Ben Wong, Sadie Stanley, Wyatt Olaf, Aramis Knight, and veteran actors Jackie Chan, Ralph Macchio, Joshua Jackson, and Ming-Na Wen. The cinematography is spectacular, with interesting camera movements that accentuate the action scenes and capture incredible visuals of New York locations. The editing works majestically in telling the story that combines action, drama, and comedy. The songs for the film are wisely chosen and fit perfectly with the scenes they feature. Director Jonathan Entwistle's work hits the nail on the head, delivering a great addition to the franchise. The Karate Kid Legends is a stunning film with a retro feel. Okay, we heard good, we heard bad, we heard mid, we heard critics. So now you get to make up your mind and let me know what that is. Do you agree or disagree with the reviews? Were there any points in the reviews that you didn't think of? Were the reviews actually valid? All right, so just a couple of quick thoughts. I think I want to get off my chest before we go into the lunch break point system. It did have a couple of faults. It really, really did. But most of the Karate Kid is kind of cringe, right? I mean, like karate gangs in the 80s and then the 2000s, especially Cobra Kai. There's a lot of cringe in Cobra Kai, but we loved it anyway. So with that all being said, you have to take this stuff with a grain of salt. The entertainment value has to overcome realistically. I mean, it's what I call the movie fog. Can you be invested in the movie fog enough to overlook some of its bad things? With that all being said, it is time for the lunch break point system. The lunch break point system is a unique lunch-themed rating system designed to help you decide if a movie or TV show is worth your time. Each title is scored across 5 key categories: the taste test, the flavor, table talk, second helping, and craving more. With up to 5 points per category, totaling 25 points. Bonus points can be awarded for standout elements, movie fog, Oscar worthiness, or deducted for major missteps. Think cringe factor. The final score determines if it's a packet or toss it in the trash. A bad lunch can ruin your entire day. Alright, so here we go. Okay, we're going to start with the taste test. As a 1 out of 5. So this is the initial impact of what we're watching, and right away it brought you in, and I liked that for it. I thought it was clever, it was good, and it really brought me into the world of Karate Kid. And so for me, this is going to be an easy 4. Next is the flavor. This is the overall quality of the movie. So for me, let's take a look at what the medians are. So for 1 point is bland, missing major ingredients. 3 points would be tasty enough, mostly satisfying, but not mind-blowing. And 5 points would be full feast. Everything came together perfectly. There's a couple things. The one thing that I can think of is when the boxer Joshua Jackson is fighting after training with Lee Fong. They go all illegal, beat the crap out of him, puts him in the hospital, and they still don't give him the win, which it's just as bad as the illegal kick to the face for Johnny Lawrence. So for that, I am going to give this a 4 or 3. Okay, so 3 again is tasty enough, mostly sad, but not mind-blowing. I had such a good time. I'm going to give it a 3. I think I would go like a 3.3 or something if I was doing it. So right now we're at a 7 out of 10. Next is the table talk. This is the buzz factor, okay? So I do think people are talking about this movie. I think everybody that goes to see it does have some type of an emotional impact, at least a little bit. I think this is going to be more in the middle. I think this is going to be either a 3 or a 4. So a 3 would be a few conversations, some chatter, some memes, nothing huge. A 5 would be everyone's buzzing, can't avoid it. But I think we're going to go with a 4. So right now we are at an 11 out of 15. Next is Second Helping. This is the rewatchability of it. I've already seen it twice, so for that alone, this is going to get a 5. All right, so right now we're at 16 out of 20, and craving more. Do you desire more out of this universe? The answer is yes. How much more? So 3 would be I'd be down for more, but I'm not super hungry for it. 5 is starving for more. Give me sequels, prequels, and a franchise. I'm a 5. I'm 100% a 5 on this, I think, because I want to see a Mr. Miyagi show. I want to see. Let's learn more. Let's learn more about the karate. Let's learn more about the Okinawa. Let's put Mr. Miyagi in World War II. I want to see that stuff. Whether it's a show, whether it's more Cobra Kai, maybe they figure out something more. Just make a show called Daniel and Johnny. I don't know, something like that. But 21 out of 25. That's not bad. Can we give this any bonus points? Okay, so I'm gonna give it at least 1. 1 is gonna be for the fog. You're getting 1 point for fog. And let's do more. Let's think here. I did like the soundtrack a ton. It really fit for me. You know what? I'm gonna give it another point for us. They're gonna get 2 points, 2 bonus points. This is gonna get to 23 out of 25. Any penalties? Yeah, I'm gonna give it a penalty point for the fact that they didn't give him the win after he got put in the hospital, and one dude was sent all the goons and stuff like that. So there was a little bit of cringe here. So I'm going to give this -1 for cringe. This is going to bring this back down to a 22 out of 25. All right. So what that means is 0 to 9 be tossed in the trash, 10 to 14 left in the break room, a 15 and 19 a quick lunch, a 20 to 24 is a worth it, and a 25 plus is going to be a packet. So this is going to be right there as definitely worth it. You're going to want to see it. That is my final verdict. Go to your movie theater. Go see it. It's a good time. You're going to like it. I took my mother, and my mom went screaming by the end. She loved it so much. So, okay. If you agree or disagree with the reviews or the lunch break point system, let me know in the comments. You can find me on Letterboxd as Nerd Dad Brad, YouTube at Nerd Positive 1, Facebook at Nerd Positive, TikTok at Nerd Positive 1, X at Nerd Dad Brad, and just signed up for Kick at Nerd Dad Brad. I don't know what that's about, but I'm going to find out. So I also went on TikTok this week, and I just talked about Predator vs. Spider-Man issues 1 and 2, and I gave that a 20 out of 25. And this art is so freaking good, and I absolutely love. This is also written by Benjamin Percy. I forget the name of the artist, but anyway, it's all fantastic. So go check that out for sure. All right, we're right about 23 and a half minutes. So thanks for tuning in to Lunch Break Reviews. For more bite-sized reviews of our latest TV shows, comics, and blockbusters, follow and let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to leave a 5-star rating and share a show with someone you want to make a little more awesome. Want to join the conversation? Reach out to me. You'll be the next guest on Lunch Break Reviews for the next special episode. I did talk to Adam Carter, but I had some issues, so I had to, having to cut it in half. Anyway, that is going to be put up as a bonus episode this next week. I think you're going to like it. Talk about his comic, Betweeners. I'll be doing a full Lunch Break review on that probably here pretty soon. Thanks. Have a good one. Bye.